bit up. For those of you who tuned into the streams previous, you watched me starting to build a castle. Excuse my continued coughing. This upper respiratory infection that I've been dealing with just keeps holding on. So let me get the game up. I'm already in game. I've been working on coloring and touching up the moat outside the castle. Let me know if the in-game sounds are too loud or too soft, and I'll adjust the volume for you guys. Not a whole lot happens in Landmark that is really audio when you I'm trying to just scooch this chat window in a little bit. There we go. So yeah, not a whole lot in Landmark is audio dependent. Just you're gonna hear some sound, some game music and things like that. Mostly it's for combat, which we're not doing right now. So we're just gonna be building a dungeon. So far you can see I've got some interesting things going on with this area over here. This is my drawbridge where you get into the game. This is where you spawn. So you spawn here, and then you're supposed to go in, and you won't see these guys when you first get in. These are hidden, and they sort of like teleport in to defend the gate. Excuse me. So I've been working on the moat. As you can see, it's no longer this drab gray flat color. The lines aren't crisp anymore. I've worn away the sides. So this is what I've been working on today. Just kind of making it sludgy and gross looking. Adding some decorations to the sides. So we've got this fallen tree here, which I really like. Some mushrooms, rocks. I've added a drain. Just some interesting things that poke up out of the moat as you're going through. Just some cool like mushrooms and flowers and all kinds of things. I've got this dead tree over here. Just adding things in little by little as I go. So yeah, just sort of adding little touches to make it feel a little bit more alive, unlike a real castle moat. I did decide to lower the water level quite a bit. The monsters were having a hard time. Basically, well, more like their combat was difficult. Completely underwater. So hopefully the monsters will behave like they're supposed to with just this little bit of water. I also think that it helps give the moat a feeling of just worn down, where the water level isn't that high and it's all sludgy and yucky and there's mushrooms growing and rocks and just not very well kept. So let's get in here and start working on this again. Instead of using the add tool here, I've been using the fill tool because it doesn't warp the sides that I have sculpted. I just want to make sure that I have all the different area. And for some reason, with the when you hold down the Alt key, normally you can choose a material, and there's like a little flash of light that shows you that you've chosen that material. But you can't do it with water for some reason. You actually have to go in and select it from the menu to be able to use it. And thank you guys so much, everybody who donated water last time. It's going to come in so handy while I'm building. I've got a plan. Since the moat's not as high, I've got a plan for what else to do with the water. And don't be shy. I like hearing people talk in chat and responding and talking to you guys about the game and things like that. So if you're in chat, say hi, hello. Um, so I've got this cool little like mushroom shelf going on here. I don't know what I was doing. I just basically put props down and hope it looks all right. Oh, I hate that I can't use the grappling hook while I'm in build mode. So this is like a little fallen log. Ooh, sorry. Hi, Cold Night. How are you? This is like a little fallen log here. I want the castle to look a little run down. And I can kind of do that rather than playing around with the voxels and wearing them down myself. I can kind of do that mostly through props. I think it adds a level that you can achieve with voxels, but it's just easier to add just a couple props to change the tone easier for me, mostly because I'm not very good with voxels. Good, I'm glad to see you're doing great. How do you like that what was it, the diabolical scientist ray, the ray gun? How are you liking that? How's that treating you? I am going to put some props down. I love the nature props. I'm glad that they gave us, I think, all of them to use while we're building. Sorry, it's been a long day. It's loud. Yeah, it is loud. It is very loud. I liked it. I liked the little splat noises that it gave off when you were using it. I thought it was fun. So some people are voxelmancers. I like to pretend that I'm a propmancer, that I can put down props and do well with those. What else do we want to put in this moat? I don't want to put too many rocks in the moat because I'm worried about the monsters getting in the way. Or them getting in the way of the monsters, but I feel like I do want to add some rubble to the bottom. Rocks. Does great damage, so I like it. Yeah, I was liking the feel of it too. I was really kicking myself because the day that we traded and I gave you the ray gun and you gave me the blaster, the next day the daily was an affliction weapon, and I was so kicking myself. I made the daggers, but I just don't like them as much. There's a lot of bugs with them, where they like shoot you halfway across the map, and I didn't like it as much. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am drinking wine with a straw. If I tilt my head back, my cat ears are super top heavy, so they fall back. So yes, I am drinking wine with a straw. I'm just super classy that way. I just learned the ray gun the next day too from the random recipes. I did too with the blaster. But I mean, the trade still has merit in that, you know, we didn't have to make it ourselves. So I think it works well. That's one thing that I do like about the current system in Landmark. It does encourage trading and actually group building, because you're not going to have all of the props that your guildmates have. So I think it does encourage a lot of group building as well. So I'm looking forward to doing some of that. Really looking forward to doing some group builds with my guild. Hopefully I can get those organized. I think people are just kind of getting back into the game and figuring out everything, and so giving everybody time to get a handle on it seems like a good idea. I'm going to put these little mushrooms here. Adorable little mushrooms. I absolutely love the props that we're given. Especially the nature. Do I have the rock? I do have the rock. Especially the nature props. I just really like building with them. else should we do? Ooh, maybe a shrub. I actually haven't used any shrubs yet. Let's see how these look. No, we don't want butterflies. That might be a little bit too jungly. Might be a bit much for our rocks. Well, I kind of like that. That might be fun. Put it over here. I would make it a little smaller though. I'm getting used to the keyboard controls for Landmark because they feel a lot more responsive than clicking these buttons. Usually I have to click them like 2 or 3 times in order to get them to respond, so I definitely want to try to get a feel for the keyboard controls again. You know, with the update always comes a little bit of relearning. Not necessarily a bad thing when they're making things better for us. I like that the template window isn't so laggy anymore. I had a really hard time with that when before the patch, just the template window being so laggy. It would take forever to get anything and brought up, and I didn't really like it. This little guy. No, I don't want the jungle fern. Yes, that one. Oops. Put that there. Put this over here. And maybe another one. I love these little ferns. They look really cute when you add the water back in, so they're just kind of poking up over the water just a little bit. Excuse me. Talking a lot tends to set off my lungs and my coughing again, so unfortunately I have to talk a lot when I stream. It would be kind of boring if I didn't, I think. So that's looking pretty good. I don't want to add too much in the middle here, so we're going to go ahead and, that's not the tool I want. We're going to go ahead and add the water back in. Has anybody started experimenting with the starter templates? Putting down the castle and actually customizing it? I'm curious what you guys think of the starter templates. I love the little ferns that poke out over the top. Absolutely love it. I'm also not sure if you guys know this, but when you have a selection volume active and you are on the select tool, you can hold down T to enter tweak mode so that you can kind of push and pull it around. I'm going for a fresh build, not using any templates. That's cool. So you're, do you mean like you're not using any of your old templates either? Oh no. That's looking pretty good. We can just see this one fern poking up. Yeah, I just wanted to get back into the game and relearn it. Yeah, that's a great idea. You've also been one of the builders all along too, so it makes sense that you're going for a fresh build. I think the starter templates are going to help new players a lot, and I'm really looking forward to seeing new players get in and try the game out and kind of see what they have to say about it. Because obviously, I mean, I've been here since alpha, so any of my opinions are formed around my experience by default. So I'm interested to see, you know, just a new player's perspective. Wishing that I could get more of my friends into Landmark so I could have their new player perspective, but I can understand why some people are just turned off by the game at this point, and I mean, I get it, but I'm the ever optimist, and I think there's plenty of good stuff that Landmark has to offer to a gamer. Got a stump there. I'm feeling like this area here is a little bare, but I'm not sure what I want to put there. What do we have? Maybe flowers? It's kind of rocky. What else could we add? Ooh, I want to use these in my moat to make it look like plants floating on the surface. Maybe we could add some vines. Maybe some jungle vines starting from over here. I'm gonna make these quite a bit smaller. I kind of wish that I could use my scroll wheel to make this larger or smaller. Kind of wishing that I had that opportunity. Alright, cool vines. Let's put down some more. Maybe these ones. Come on. Definitely want to make these smaller. A little bit less conspicuous. Cool. And now I think we're gonna cap it off with another rock. My build is gonna have so many props. It's basically how I build. Voxels, what are those? We don't use those around here. I just kind of want to make this a little bit less. Why is it still doing that? A bit less mossy. There we go. So when I got back into the game, I realized that I actually couldn't put down a lot of my templates because they were I mean, not too material heavy, but they were too prop heavy in that I didn't have all the recipes that I wanted in order to put them back down. And because I used so many props in my builds, I didn't feel like putting it down without props would do the template very much justice. I also decided to start fresh, but I wanted to check out these starter templates and see what I could do with them. Kind of bring, I want to say like an old player's knowledge, but just an experienced player's like view on like what can we do with those with these templates, how useful are these templates, and I think that they're really useful. I've created quite a bit with these templates and used them in ways that are probably different than intended. I cut them up quite a bit, and I made this. Okay, well I think that's part of the second template. I've made this tower that wasn't originally part of it. I mean, it needs a little bit of work and a little bit of like fiddling around with, but yeah, I made this tower, and I'm looking forward to really getting in here and fiddling around with all this stuff and squaring it off and making it look nice. The outside I've got looking pretty good. It's just the inside's a bit of a mess. I grabbed this archway from the entryway that we were given, and I created a non-stairway entrance. It's a little artifact, but at the same time, I can fix it later, or I can just ignore it, because people are going to be fighting. They're not going to be looking at the architecture. I also excuse me. I also took the entranceway that we were given, and I added these grates, and these floor grates, well, ceiling grates, technically. It's the floor of the thing above, and these cauldrons of boiling acidy goodness that I want to use. The starter templates look really nice, and I think they'll be useful for new and old players to learn from. Yes, I agree, 100%. I think they do look really nice, and I think they're going to be a great jumping off point for the very least creativity. Because you can be like, okay, what can I do with this? Now that I'm here, I kind of want to redo this with this prop that I just got. Oh, I ran out of iron somehow. That's sad. Just need some more smelted iron, and let's put on my Mastercraft bracer, because that gives me extra iron. Smelted iron. I've got plenty, so let's go ahead and make that. That was quick. Excellent. I don't know why I keep all this stuff in my inventory and then take my void vault with me. I do have quite a few claims though, so I want to make sure I have all that stuff with me wherever I go. Let's put, oh gosh, it's so, it always ends up being so much bigger than I expect this prop to be. I like that they've made the snap feature a lot better. So when you rotate a prop, basically it snaps to one of the cardinal directions very easily and quickly. I like that they've made that a lot easier and more, I don't want to say like more available, but they've just made it feel a lot better when you're using it. They've definitely made it feel like it's doing what you want it to do. And just tweak this a little bit. Did this cauldron used to have handles? I seem to remember that at one point. Maybe not. So there's that. Looks pretty good. Oops. There's that. I think I can actually copy paste this whole thing. Hoping. Yes. Excellent. Definitely need tweak mode. Turn it on. Oops, that's the wrong axis. Whoops. How did I get it flipped upside down? How did this happen? How did this... The prop is staying even though I've flipped the template. Interesting. So that's definitely a bug. That's interesting. What a cool bug. What a weird bug. Very cool. Very weird. Very cool. So we just found a new bug. We'll have to track that later for them. That's such a weird one. Why would it do that? Why would the prop get stuck in the voxels and want to go that way? That's just really weird to me. Hopefully though we can get it to work on the other side nicely without having to tweak it much, but we'll see. Oh, whoops. Undo. If I don't have that, then I don't know where to put these. When you place a prop by itself, there's an option for it to interact with voxels. Really? I didn't know that. I'm not sure why it's doing that now, though. Because we're not placing it by itself. And I don't see that as an option. That is so weird. That is so weird. What a cool bug. Alright, well, let's tweak this back how we wanted it. So glad I found this prop. This is going to be invaluable when I place my Halloween mausoleum back down, which I hopefully want to do. Cool. Looks a little bit better. When you paste the template, for some reason it's reacting as well instead of just placing like you had it. Yeah, I don't know why it's interacting with those voxels because I'm not intersecting the template that I have with those voxels. So it seems weird that it would try to go towards already placed voxels. Seems a little weird, but oh, don't mind this. This is just my little workstation. Looks like a mess. That was actually for... Where is it? I put a drain in on the side here. There it is. So I put this drain here. Probably gonna do a little something with it later. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I have plans. I have plans for this little drain here. Or maybe another drain. Maybe I'll put a couple drains in. Also, I apologize for being a little squirrely, where I just kind of like jump around and work on different things. That's basically sort of an insight to how I build all the time. I definitely do that all the time. But when I get an idea for something, I want to jump right to it and start working on it and see if my idea is going to work. So, I mean, that's basically what happens. Sorry, my cell phone is going crazy. Oh, Domino Pentapod Emily retweeted that I was going live on Landmark, so that's getting a lot of attention. Thanks, Domino. So what else are we gonna do? Let's see. We've got a stump. I kind of like the stump. I also kind of like this lonely tree here. I want to add a little bit more stuff on the sides here. So let's see what we have for just anything. Let's just see what we've got. Bones. I do like bones. I do like putting bones down. Rugs. Maybe storage? No, that's actual storage. I'm looking. Got some interesting seating that I've unlocked. Tables, beds, bookcases, desks. Where is it? It's not under lighting. Culinary? Ah, here we go. Let's put some forgotten crates over here. Let's add some just random crates that were forgotten about. Add a little bit more dimension to our pretend castle. There we go. And now how about this big keg here? Put this on the side too. There we go. Just some random stuff. Some things for your eyes to look at. What else should we put? Ooh, a keg. No, not a keg. We're not gonna put a keg there. That's silly. What are some more nature things we can put down? Maybe plant stalks? I remember I wanted to put some of these in. Definitely want to put some of these in. No, we don't want butterflies. Yes! I like how you can make them look like lily pads or like just floating vegetation. Yes! I did say I liked props. I really like using these as like lily pads. I think I want to put, oops, I think I want to put one more down in this area. I use this idea, I guess you could say, in my Landmark of Landmark competition winner. I guess it was well received. I just like the idea of like little floating leaves, and that when the water moves, some of the leaves get covered up and some of them get revealed. I really liked that. I really like that. Let's put a couple more in here. Maybe here. You get stuck on this corner, or just gravitate to the corner maybe. And this one. Oops. Tweak mode. There we go. No, do I want to make it? Sure, we'll make it a little smaller. It might be easier to wrap it around this corner here. Like that. I really like it when they get covered up and revealed slowly from the water, just doing its normal watery thing. I am kind of feeling the, I guess the restriction, I guess you could say, of the props, kind of like taking some of the props away and locking them behind like the RNG. I get it. I get that it makes the game, like, it makes you want to collect things and that it's interesting, but for me, where I just wanted to get back into the game so badly and start building these amazing like dungeons for people, I felt like it was kind of like it was just a little frustrating. I really wanted to get back in and just put things like put a bunch of like templates down and put some monsters in and start playing with that, and I didn't feel like I could because my templates were kind of locked away. But I am gonna say that I am having fun picking up those templates and finding them. Like I always get like this little I just found another template. I kind of get that feeling where I get excited when I find a new template. I just really wish that I had gotten a few more, I think. There's a lot of key templates that I can't put down until, a lot of templates I can't put down again until I get key pieces. So I'm kind of waiting for those. I have a list of one of my Halloween build, and it would cost something like 18,000 lumens in order to buy all of the templates. Now granted, that's all of the templates that I would need to put it back down. I could probably make some choices and change around some of the props for different props that I may have, but I feel like when you're building a dungeon like that, when you originally built the house or dungeon or whatever, you already made those decisions about which things that you wanted to include, and they were done so for design reasons. So I mean, I get it, and I'm okay with earning them back. I'm dreading a wipe because I mean, what if I spend all my time regaining all these props and then they wipe and then I don't have them again? Like, do I really want to do this again? I mean, I will do it again, but how happy will I be about it? That's another thing. Cold Knight says, I agree 100%. You can place templates with props you don't have. The props still show up. Unfortunately, I actually wasn't able to do that. I'm not sure if I'm bugged. or if my account's working correctly and everybody else is bugged for some reason, I couldn't put down my mausoleum even though I didn't have all the props. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was because I didn't have enough materials and that the props still cost materials, but we just don't know what those materials are, because we don't have the recipes. But I mean, I can try it again. I wasn't able to do that, so hopefully at some point I will be able to put it back down. I'd really like to put down my Halloween mausoleum and fill it with skeletons and just really cool things and have you guys go through it again. I'm really looking forward to that. Sorry, I keep yawning at you guys. I don't mean to. I just got out of work and grabbed some dinner quickly and started streaming, so I'm a little tired from the day. I've experienced both. Lots of props I don't have placing, others clearly not. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because we're lacking the resources to place the props down. Somebody told me that you have to have the resources in order to place the prop. But again, I mean, some things are working for some people, some things aren't working for other people. It's hard to say like what is fact and what's a bug at this point. But I am looking forward to getting those props and getting that getting those templates put back down, especially because I had so many cool skeletons and so many ideas, and there was linking and triggering already set up, and I was just really hoping I could put it back down and fill it with monsters, but I get that there's going to be a ramp up period again where we get all of our templates back and etc. Wow, the yawns are really not leaving me alone right now. Just kind of playing around with some props, putting some things down, trying to make this area around the moat interesting. Spending a lot of time. Come on. That's so weird. My character has suddenly lost the ability to move correctly. Interesting. Alright. There we go. Apparently I just had to put that prop down and it started behaving itself again. Cool. I love all the flowers and the ferns and the shrubs and things like that that we get, that we got for free. I'm really glad that I got all of my nature props back. Really, really glad. I love building these organic sort of like areas, and I think it really helps me be able to build faster having these props. So I'm glad that we got them. Very, very glad that we got these props again. Some of the props I'm curious as to why they made the choices to lock them behind an RNG, but I'm sure they had their reasons. I'm not a developer, so I will bow to their experience and wisdom on this matter. I'm going to put more hedges, I think. These hedges are interesting. Especially because I can kind of sink them lower, so they kind of just look like low-lying bushes. Very cool. I'm gonna have to use those more often. I like those. Sorry, it's not a very super exciting stream. I'm just sort of relaxing after work and building a bit. Oops. Don't want that. Maybe put this one down. Yeah. I'm going to put them between these rocky bits here. I apologize if you come to my clean and get your frames per second get hammered because of the amount of props I've put down. That does tend to happen. I was actually worried that my Landmarks of Landmark competition entry wasn't going to be like valid or like wasn't going to be was going to be disqualified. That's what I'm trying to say, because of how many props I used. But it wasn't. It actually got accepted and it won, so I'm excited about that. Both of them, actually. Both of the ones I did. And I'm super excited to see those in game. I can't wait. I always absolutely love when I go into the caverns and I can see my little cavern ruin that won, and it's just so cool to see something that you've made be part of the game. It's just a really cool feeling. Really cool feeling. Let's see what else in trees we have. I kind of want to put down another tree. And yes, this is a very large wine glass. People have said that before. I've got some roots. Got a hollowed out tree. What kind of, sorry, my chat keeps doing weird things, so I'm just gonna fix it really quickly. There we go. You guys can't see it because it's behind my picture, but it was flashing and doing odd things and distracting me through my build mode, so. What do you guys think? What should I put? What kind of tree should I put down here? Should I not put down a tree at all? Kind of got a couple trees going on. I feel like something, like, I've got a lot of, like, short things. I kind of want something longer on the side. So, maybe we can find a tree and lay it down like it's a dead tree. How about this guy? Let's see. Maybe it was ripped up here. And it fell on a big rock. Yeah, maybe it fell on this, well, slightly smaller rock. Let's make this a slightly smaller rock. And see if we can't move it around and place it. Maybe if we swing it again. There we go. Yeah. It fell on this rock here. Oh dear. Just fell down. I like creating backstories for my props, and I don't know why. I feel like if I'm gonna place it in my build, it has to make sense. There has to be a reason that it's there. That might be a bit much, but I kind of like the story this tells. I think I actually want to pick it up just a little bit and tweak it just a little bit more. Yeah, that way. And set it back down. Like that. I like that, but this rock is being a jerk. There. Maybe if I can just swing it a little bit more. Like that. Nice. There we go. And now, obviously, we're gonna have some mushrooms that have taken advantage of the shade and the moisture here provided by the rock and the tree. He's taken advantage of this little spot here to grow. Happy little mushroom cluster. Yeah, the poor tree fell down, but it's okay, because the tree is part of the circle of life, and now he's providing shade for this little patch of mushrooms. This happy little patch of mushrooms here. And also these mushrooms have friends. They're taking advantage of this tree's misfortune to grow. There. A happy little mushroom family. Another one. And then these odd ones out. There's always one in every family. Just have to be different. Yeah. Placing mushrooms shouldn't make me this happy. There. Look how cute that is. That's really cute. This is actually one of my favorite places that I've created so far in this dungeon. This happy little mushroom family. Adorable. Alright, so what happened over here after this tree fell down? Let's see. Maybe some roots were exposed. No, that looks weird. What happened here? Oh, maybe this plant took the opportunity to grow because the tree was no longer shading it, no longer overshadowing it. So this plant decided to grow. And it's actually using the tree's roots as fuel. Sure, why not? That's not weird. It's not weird that I make a backstory for my plants. It's not weird at all, right? It's definitely weird. Happy little trees. Happy little jute plants. I remember when I had to cut you down. But I don't have to cut you anymore. It also sounded a little serial killery. A little bit. A little bit. What do you guys think about the removal of plant harvesting in Landmark? You guys like it? You guys dislike it? What do you think? Does it help the game? I remember when I had to cut you down. Well, you never liked plant harvesting. I did. I think I was like the only person who did. I really I really feel like I was literally the only person who liked plant harvesting. I and I'll tell you why I liked it. Because when I first started in the caverns, back before we had chaos caverns and all that, I would get lost so easily, stupidly easily. So I came up with this sort of like system where I would always cut every plant that I saw. So if I reached an area that had plants, I knew I hadn't been there before. And similarly, if I was in an area that was devoid of plants, I knew I had already been there and I should backtrack. So, I mean, I liked it not only because it sort of like, it added to the, I don't want to say immersion, but it added to the overall like feel of the game, I think, a little bit. But I can totally understand why some people found it really tedious. I didn't need plants for all that much, so I didn't end up farming them that much. Bioexile, I liked the idea but didn't like the tool for it. Oh, I totally 100% agree. The sickle felt like really slow. Really slow. And I also felt like it was kind of buggy. So like where the animations would bug up and get sort of awkward or just mess up in other ways. So like you'd be running through the caverns and your arm would be stuck out at a weird angle or whatever. So I understand totally what you're talking about, Bioexile. I agree totally. Mangorian, I don't mind it gone, but I have friends that miss it. Yeah, I understand. I'm kind of in both camps. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I understand why people didn't like it. I miss it. Makes the environment seem far less interactive. Yeah, Skiles, I agree as well. I kind of missed being able to I don't want to say like destroy the environment, but that's kind of what we did. I just missed being able to have those little things that I knew were things that could be harvested, I guess. I felt like my player knowledge mattered a little bit more. Cold Knight says, well, I didn't mind it, I just didn't like how many we had to get for rope at the start of it. Yes, I remember that. When they first added rope, everybody was going crazy for it, wanted so many pieces of it, and that turned into basically plant genocide. Alright, so I'm liking this little area that we've created. I may have added too many plants to this spot, but I don't care. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it in. We're gonna leave it in. Let's see what else we can do. I'm probably not gonna go too late streaming today tonight. I am a bit tired. It's about 9:21 for me. So I mean it's not like super late, but I'm old and I like to get up early, so it's a little late. Can we create roots that kind of stick up from the water? I really want to do that. But not... yeah, like that. Yeah. Let's see how that looks. Hopefully we still have water selected. I don't know if we do. We're gonna find out. We want this. We want water. Very cool. I kind of like these like roots reaching for each other. I don't know why. I just like it. Alright, so we've put props down. And this is why it takes me forever to build, because I add stupid stuff like this. I definitely want to make this feel, like every bit of it, that it is a decrepit old moat. I don't want to leave large patches of it undecorated. So it takes a while, but I feel like it's worth it in the end. Hopefully the people who come and play feel the same. That all the little details, you know, are worthwhile. I hope so. Have you guys noticed much? Have you been to anybody's builds yet that have started putting monsters down? What did you guys think of that? Did you pay much attention to the build, or were you just there for the monsters? And can you appreciate a build that takes more time to place little details? The thing I am missing now is PvP. I created a lot for it. A lot of us waiting for combat to get better. Yeah, I agree. I understand. I had a couple PvP sort of builds that I had made too, and I'm sure you could probably adapt them for monsters, but I can understand how it might not make sense to have it for monsters. Like I had a treehouse PvP build that I had created. It was one of the very first active PvP builds, and I can't imagine what I would put in it for monsters, now that I'm thinking about it. Is this the same rock? It is the same rock. I want the same rock in the same area. We have a build going for the monsters, and it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I had a battle bunker. I just wonder how much people in the adventuring style of play pay attention to the little details when we're building. I wonder, like, I'm gonna do this anyway because I do this for me. I sort of build for me, and if other people enjoy it, then that's great. I just wonder how much other people look at all the little details, especially when you're there to like get a daily done or to experience a dungeon. I just kind of wonder how much people look at those sorts of little details. I'm hoping that they do. I'm hoping that people question, like, why is this here, or what's the purpose of this, because I'm definitely going to build like D&D style adventures where paying attention to the little things that are different in a build will mean that you can probably key in into some interesting content that you may have missed if you were just running through looking to kill the most monsters possible and then go to the next area. So I'm hoping that people are looking at the little details and really stopping and fully appreciating the builds that they're in. But I'm not sure how prevalent that idea is in gamers anymore. I would rather have the extras don't like plain areas. Me either. I really do like areas that are visually diverse and interesting. I can't really do that with voxels, not very well in my opinion. I think that, you know, the top builders do it far better than I ever could. But what I do like doing is building with these little with these little props and just putting little touches as I go, and just yeah, basically adding detail with props. So hopefully everybody kind of like can understand the visual appeal of like appreciate the visual appeal. I wonder if game developers feel the same way. Like they put all this time and attention into all of these little details, and then players just sort of like blitz through it. They don't even notice like all the little interesting things. I wonder if they have those moments where players just blitz right through and don't notice things. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they feel that way. How do I want this to look? Maybe I want this over here. Yeah, I think I like that better. Yeah. They notice when it's not there. That's true. That's actually an interesting way to look at it. That is definitely true. Very, very true. I feel like game development must be a horribly thankless job. You know, you put so much time and effort into these things, and they don't get appreciated. Maybe as much as you hoped that they would. I love these little mushrooms. I absolutely love these little mushrooms. Look at how interesting, like, they've got little spots on them, and oh, he's intersecting some other mushrooms. Let's pull him out a little bit so he has a chance to shine all on his own. I like the little spots on them. I think they're cute. I'm so weird. Cute mushrooms, happy little mushrooms. I was building for the Landmark of Landmarks competition, and I was streaming at the same time, and I think I said a couple times that I feel like I'm the Bob Ross of Landmark, and it's really holding true, because I like putting props down a lot, especially organic props like bushes and trees and things like that. And I do feel like they're happy where I put them. Look at how happy that bush is. It's green, it's happy, it's got plenty of sunlight. About the PvP, I think they should have left it in the game and let us choose to use it or not. I was talking to Kerman earlier. Kerman, if you're in chat, say hi. You've been quiet. I think you're here. But I was talking to Kerman earlier, and he made an interesting sort of like statement, in that a lot of the weapons that we have do stuns to monsters, and I think if they had left PvP in the game, it would have been really frustrating for us, because of how many weapons do stuns. I think it would have been another instance where you know, one weapon is basically vastly superior to all the other weapons, and everybody knows it, and nobody uses any weapon that doesn't stun anymore. They called my fountain a laundry. What? I have no idea. Are you talking about the Landmarks of Landmark? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I definitely like how this is looking, where it sort of like wraps across. No, I already moved you. I want you. I like how it kind of wraps around this edge and comes down. I really like that effect. I agree a bit on that, but it's a choice to use. That's true. It's always a choice. But I think at this point, right now, Daybreak kind of has to do a cost-benefit analysis on PR and what sort of types of gameplay and styles of gameplay they're going to show. And I feel like if they chose to put in PvP that wasn't very good, I think that we would have I think they would have gotten a lot of negative feedback for that. So remember, we got, I'm pretty sure we got combat before we got PvP. What did I just do? Interesting. Okay. So I think I remember getting combat before we got PvP, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to be a case of where they give us PvE combat, let us figure it out, and tell them what we like and we don't like, and give them feedback on that, and then they slowly add the they add the PvP back in when they feel like it can basically do their game justice. Like I don't that's an awkward way to say it, but basically when it's good, they'll add it back. I think that they're being very careful with what they add to the game and how they add it, and I think that's a good thing. I think they probably need to do that because of how much bad press they've gotten recently. So I think they're just being cautious, and I understand that a lot of people want it. I just hope that you guys who do want PvP will hold out for when it's a little bit better. I know I've been waiting for DM tools for this long, and now that they're here, even though that they're buggy, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that they've been added back in, and or not back in, but they've been added in, and that they're so powerful and so useful and so cool. I think that if they had tried to add it in and hadn't given us all the things that we have, we probably would have been a little disappointed in it. So I just think that they're being really careful with what they add and when they add it. That's an interesting little area. We had a lot of fun with PvP, but they nerfed the movement, and that made it to where nobody had fun playing it because of how slow they were moving. I can understand that. I could definitely understand that. I'm not sure why they would make that choice to make it slower or to downplay the movement, but I can definitely see how that would make it a little bit tedious. I think anytime that they decrease movement speed, it makes you feel like you're running through gum, and I can see why that would be a little annoying for people who were used to being faster and moving faster. I remember when they first changed it to the point where you didn't have to hold shift anymore to sprint. I remember like still holding shift all the time to get that movement speed, and I remember feeling disappointed that I wasn't going faster, that I was just going the same speed. So even though I was running and I was going the same speed as I was before, when I would hold shift, that change between going faster and then going slower and not having that change and just going faster all the time made it feel somehow like I was going slower. It's really weird. But I think our perception adds a lot to how we interact with these games, and I'm sure what they're doing is they're just testing everything to make sure that it feels right when we get back into PvP, because if there was issues with PvP before, I can see them wanting to get it right when they add it back in, because you don't want to add PvP back in and have it be lackluster at best, and then have people get turned off from PvP again. And then once they come back with a fix, people being turned off to the entire idea of PvP because it's been broken so many times before. So I get it. I get the frustration. Hopefully there's enough stuff in the game right now, and the combat with monsters is good enough that you guys can have fun while they fine-tune PvP. Sorry, I'm just looking at the time. It looks like it's a little past 9:30 for me. So I'm actually gonna shut down my stream. It's getting a little late for me just to still be streaming, not necessarily to be playing, but to be streaming. I wanna finish up some things and stuff like that. But I'm so grateful for all of you guys who are watching and interested in Landmark and talking in chat and chatting about all these things that we've gotten and things that we want and things like that. So if you like the stream, go ahead and hit the follow button down there so you'll know when I go live. If you want to see more when I'm offline, there's a more panel down there. It's got a link to my blog, my YouTube, where I upload these videos. And also a link to my Twitter handle, so you guys can talk to me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yes, Cold Night, same. You guys distract me while I'm building, and it makes the time go a little bit faster when I'm putting down all these tiny little mushrooms. Thank you guys so much. I don't have a stream schedule right now. It seems to be working for me to just kind of like go live when I have time and energy to, where I'm still getting over this chest infection. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you tune in next time. You guys have a great night. Bye bye.